All right. So, we have someone to introduce us. Come on.
Right. Hi, my name is Linus, and we are class 9C. Welcome to the live show.
Oh, great.
Can you hear us?
Yes, it's just breaking up a little bit.
Okay. So we have questions for you, and they are going to ask you, and I will just stay in the background.
Okay.
All right. So.
Sure.
Yeah, shoot. Who was first?
It was me. Hello. My name is, and I have a question for you, and it's about how does it feel that people are reading your book, Nocturnal Fate?
Oh, it feels amazing. It's I don't know. It's just very
Oh, there is Jessica, I think.
Oh, yep.
Hi, Jessica. Can you hear us? No.
Oh, it looks like she's got her microphone muted.
Microphone is off. Is your mic on? No? We can't hear you.
Oh, no.
Okay, so Jessica, if you just listen and try to get your mic working, and they will continue talking to JD, all right? Not if you can hear us. We can't hear you. No?
Uh-oh.
Okay. So
maybe.
The question. What was your question?
How does it feel when people are reading your book?
It feels amazing, to be honest. I mean, that's the whole reason I like to write, is to get my stories out there and to know that there are people reading it. Just kind of makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. So, yeah, it's very good.
Okay.
So.
Right. Number 2 then.
Hello, my name is Julia, and my question is, how long did it take you to write it?
Can you hear her?
Yes, yes. So it took me about a year to write Nocturnal Fate. I've actually had the idea for the story for, I guess it was about 5 years, but I couldn't find the right place to start, so it took me a long time to kind of get it pulled together enough to get the first book of the series out. So, yeah, about a year.
Okay, let's try to see if Jessica is on.
I tried. Can y'all hear me?
Yay!
Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, nice to hear you. Linus, can you please introduce the class again to Jessica?
All right.
You have to.
So, we are class 9C. We'd like to welcome you to our live show.
Okay. And she's the secret of the crew. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Can you see them, Jessica?
I can.
Yes.
Hi.
And you can hear us as well?
Yes, I can.
Great. So perhaps, can you ask the first question again to Jessica?
Yeah, right. How does it feel to know that people are reading your book?
It's always amazing to know when people are reading your book, and you know, I think the scariest part though is that they'll like it, because you never know. You know, you're putting out what you've worked so hard on, and you put it into someone else's hands, and then they could, you know, just it's devastating to know that they might not like it, even though you know that, you know, some people just aren't going to like your story. But it's still hard sometimes to it's scary, you know, like letting your child go off into the world.
Okay. Yes, and question number 2.
Yeah. How long did it take to write a book?
I'm a very quick writer. For my first draft, I usually get it out in a month. I do it and put it all out on the page. And then editing will take me a little longer, sometimes 3 months to 6 months if there's a lot of difficulties in something. But I just like to get it out there as quick as possible and then work on revisions and stuff later. That takes me the longest.
Okay. So, question number 3.
How much do you guys earn on writing books? You say that it's like a job.
Is that a question for both authors?
Yes, for both of you.
Okay.
Is it like a job?
For me, it is. I stay at home all day and I work solely on writing and some other writing-relating tasks that I do. I have to do the marketing and the promotions and my own accounting and stuff. So I don't earn very much at the moment because I've only got the 2 books out, but hopefully in the future I will be earning a full-time wage at it. So we'll see. How about you, Jessica?
It's hard. It is a full-time job for sure. It's more than a full-time job. It's an everyday kind of job. You are always trying to market yourself and things. I've been fortunate to get a really good response locally, so that I am able to at least break even most of the time. But you know, when you think about it, for instance, my ebook is on sale for $8.49 US dollars, and I get, because of my publisher and Amazon, I only get $1.27 from that.
Okay.
So, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of money, and that's a lot compared to what some people make from their books. And so if you consider every time a book is bought, you're only getting $1 for the work that you've done. You know, it's difficult. It's definitely, you definitely have to work hard at it to make a living off of it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So it's a hard job and not that much money.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all.
No.
Question number 4, please.
Hello. My name is Philip. What inspired you both to write books? That is my question.
Okay. What inspired me? I actually just telling stories. I really enjoy coming up with all these what-if questions, and so I like to just kind of write those out and follow them through and see what actually might happen. So it kind of started with that.
What about you, Jessica?
For Meridian Drake, for Secrets of the Truth, I got inspired just because until I got married, my name was Jessica Dragon. So I was often called Dragon, fire-breathing dragon, because, yeah, that's what everyone wanted to call me. So dragons were always a part of me, so I decided to make a story out of it, you know, and just little things got me really interested and inspired in my story. I got some little things to show. Like this is a little labradorite. You can see it. That's in the book. I saw this gem, and I was like, wow, that's so beautiful. It made an appearance in my book, and some other things like this dragon necklace is something Meridian gets.
Oh my goodness! I think I have one similar to that.
Good taste.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so what about number 5? Who is up to question number 5? Is that you again, Julia? Yes.
How did you find inspiration to continue writing? For both of you.
For me, it's just being around other writers. So here in Raleigh-Durham, where I live, we have a very active National Novel Writing Month community, and there's just a lot of both self-published and traditionally published authors in the area, and we all get together and hang out, and we work on our books together. Like, just kind of, we go and meet, and we'll talk about other stuff. And so seeing their successes and being able to talk through any troubles writing that I might have is just such a huge inspiration for me, and it just kind of keeps me writing. So, love it.
For me, it's reading. The more I read, the more I want to write, and I just get inspired by everything, you know. And sometimes I really get inspired by nature the most, and that makes me want to write. Whenever I'm outside, for some reason, I just want to write. But sometimes I could be in a grocery store or in the mall, and I'm like, whoa, that's a good idea for a story. I don't know where it comes from. It just comes out of nowhere. Something I saw, something I did. But definitely, like JD was saying, it's being around other writers inspires you even more because it pushes you to keep going and do it, and you know you can do it.
Yep.
Okay. That's what I keep telling you. You know you can do it, right? So, next question, please. Is that you? Perhaps you can stay. It's all right.
Who is your favorite author?
Did you hear?
Yes. Go ahead, Jessica.
My favorite author is Jane Austen. This is the very first book, the very first time when I read her story. And it was Pride and Prejudice. That is my favorite book. But I've read all her works. I absolutely love Jane Austen. And I'm very interested in British literature, especially. I love anything British.
We haven't spoken about this before. We have some great choice. Because we are going to read later on.
Oh, really? So exciting.
You didn't know.
That's awesome.
Okay, what about you, JD?
That is a really hard question for me. I have too many favorite authors that it's hard to pick just one, but I did for you guys. She's a fairly new author. Her name's Lish McBride, and she writes fantasy as well. And she's actually from Seattle, I think, or New Orleans. I think she's originally from New Orleans, and she moved to Seattle. And her first book is called Hold Me Closer, Necromancer, and it's about zombies, and it's very funny, and it's kind of in the same genre as my own books, so it just makes it a lot of fun to read.
Okay. So, who's next?
Why did you want to become an author?
I guess just to get my own stories out there. I really enjoy writing, and being able to publish my books so others can read them. I have to be an author to do that, so that's kind of what I did.
For me, I couldn't not be a writer. I tried. I did a few other professions, and every time it came back to writing, and I had to write, and I realized I had some stories to say, and then I just decided to put it out there and see if anyone else agreed.
Right. Okay. And who's next? Is that you? Yes.
Why did you choose fantasy as a theme?
You can go ahead first, Sarah, or Jessica, if you want.
For fantasy, my favorite series, although my favorite author is Jane Austen. My favorite series is the Lord of the Rings series by J.R. Tolkien, and I loved his books and everything about that world. So it was, and of course with the dragons, it's only natural to make it fantasy. And I really like fantasy more than anything else. And of course, everything needs a little romance twist in it.
For me, fantasy is it's my favorite topic to read. I enjoyed Tolkien, just like Jessica. The Harry Potter series is one of my favorites. And so it's just, I have to write what I love, and it just makes it easier to write, so, yeah.
Plus, I think we all want to believe in magic, huh?
Correct, yes.
We do like fantasy as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Great. Okay, let's finish up the questions. Who's next? Yes, Rasmus.
How many books have you written?
I have currently got 5 books written, although I've only published 2 of them. The other 3 I'm still working on editing. Editing is definitely the hardest part for me.
I know.
Trying to get them just right. So, but I've got the 5. Yeah. So.
That's so funny because that's mine too. I have 5 written, but I only have 1 published. Because, like you said, editing is dreadful sometimes, and it's hard to say no to certain aspects of your writing, and it's hard to look at your own writing and be very critical on it.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. And who's next? That you know, Miss? Yes.
How old were you when you started writing?
I was about 15 years old when I started writing my first novel, which I still haven't finished that one. But it's I was about 15. I was in middle school, so.
It's like Linus here. You have also started writing, right? Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And what about you?
I first started writing. Well, I used to keep a journal from I don't even know. I still have all of my journals, and I think it started around like age 5 or 6. And I kept the journals, and it's cool to look back at now, but it wasn't until I was about 12, 13, 14 years old when a teacher had me enter a writing contest, and I won, and it won me a trip to Hollywood to be on TV with a TV show. They even did a little documentary on the thing, and after that is when I was kind of like, hey, maybe I can do this, and so I started writing then, and I haven't stopped.
Okay. So how many questions do we have left? No? Do we have any questions left? No? Okay. Do you have any questions from my students?
I do. Did you have any, Jessica?
Yes, I do. You can go.
Okay. I guess I just wanted to ask, have you guys enjoyed reading Nocturnal Fate? And were there any parts you had trouble understanding?
We've just started. You have read it, Linus? So perhaps you can answer?
I had absolutely none of it. I understand all of it, and I just want more.
Can you hear him?
More. Yes, I can hear him, and that's awesome. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. There is the next book is actually out. That's the second book I've published. So if you want, I can send that to you as well. You can find out what happens next.
That would be great. Okay, so what did you like about it, Linus? What was good about it?
I don't really know, because I'm like two books a year that I actually find enjoyable because I don't like reading. But then just start reading your book and I just get stuck immediately. And that's when I know that it's a good book. So I just keep reading that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I guess, what do you guys think will happen next since you guys have only really just started?
Anyone? Are you shy now? So, William, what do you think will happen?
I'm not quite sure, but quite a while ago since I read in the book, but I read quite a few pages, and I were by, I think it was Saint, came into our apartment, and Nicholas were asleep, so I am about there. And yeah, I'm not quite sure, but I think Nicholas will wake up and will be like a reunion, because as I read it and understood it, Saint kind of disappeared for a long time ago. So yeah, I don't know. Really.
We'll have to see.
Any other questions?
I think that was pretty much all the questions I had. Yeah, so.
What about
you? My question is, how is it to read a book that's not your native language? I mean, I know I've tried to read a book in French before, and I was like, well, this is a lot tougher than just knowing the language.
Yes.
So I can't imagine, and I applaud you guys intensely for attempting with English books. But how is that for you guys? Is it as difficult, or are you more used to it? I'm just curious.
Read a book in English. Saga, perhaps?
I think it's pretty easy. Like, if there's like one you don't understand, so like understand like the present, like the sentence. I don't think it's like.
Can you hear her?
It was a little difficult to hear.
Can you please try it again, Saga, a little bit louder?
Okay. I don't find it very difficult. If there is a word that I would understand, I still like get it because of the sentence.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
But you are used to reading books. Yeah. No, but reading in English, I mean. Yes, you are. Because I say so.
I went through a time too where I couldn't read anything except for what I had to get by in school.
Actually, our time is up. They're waiting for their bus to go home.
Okay.
We are so happy that you wanted to join us here, and I hope we can talk again to you soon.
Yes, definitely. This was a lot of fun. Thank you.
So now you can find this on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. If you just search for my name, and you will find it there.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Awesome.
So see you and have a nice weekend.
Thank you. You too. You guys enjoy your weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.